Hi, welcome to IRLS560, Information Resource Development. I'm your instructor, Marshall Shore, and as you can see by this slide, I've included my email address, my phone number, as well as the fact that I'll have office hours once a week on Wednesdays from 4 to 5. I'll also be available by appointment. Typically, I'll be checking my email once, if not twice a day in the morning and the late afternoon. So please feel free to email me with any concerns, questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So what I want to do now is go over the course a little bit and just kind of let you know how things will work. Basically, the course will go live weekly on Tuesday at noon. So that way there's always a systematic time that it's going to be up, so we can all expect that. And it's going to be conducted on video, so that I'll be using video, slide presentations, and currently it's housed on YouTube. And basically in the class I will post that direct link. It's also listed under YouTube at mshore U of A. So if you have trouble getting to it at all, there's also that method. And what I will do is, what I'm going to try and do is break up the class. Instead of sitting down and you having this for the entire length of the class, what I'm going to try and do is break it up into no more than 10-minute segments. So that way you can watch a part of it, come back, instead of having to sit through and then take the extra time to figure out where you left off, getting lost or whatever. And so that way it's hoping to save you time as well. And also, so if I run through and make a mistake or I want to change something, I don't have to start from scratch and redo the whole thing, or just to make it easier for all of us. So what I've really tried to do with this class is the readings are all online. I've listed on the syllabus, I've listed a couple books. Please feel free to take a look at those. There's a myriad of other print sources out there that are really good. So if there's a certain topic that we talk about that you want more information on, let me know and we can find you some other sources. There's also ALA has some really great, quick, dirty resources for collection development on a variety of topics. So what I've done is I've listed the required readings on the syllabus, but then weekly what I'll also do is I'll let you know which one of those required readings is meant for that time period, as well as additional readings that will help prepare you for the following week's discussion, as well as get you ready for the discussion that's going to happen online, so that we can just kind of get everyone talking. So now probably your big question is, you're wondering, how am I going to be graded? So basically, as you can see by this slide, there's group participation, which is 30%. There's class discussion, which is 30%. And then assignments, both individual and group, that's going to be listed at 40%. So let's take a look at the groups. Basically, what's going to happen with the groups is that there will be group work where you all get the same grade for that piece. There also is going to be peer review, so what will happen is you'll take your assignment and pass it on to another group, so that through the course of the class, all the groups will get to see at least the beginning stages of everyone's work and see several different processes through it. So what I'm going to do is I will select the groups that you belong in, and we'll set those up on D2L as well. So there's also the discussion questions, which will be 30% of your grade as well. Those will be conducted through DL2 as well. What I'm really looking for here is a substantive response. So what I'm going to ask that you do is, if you're responding, I don't want people to just say, I like that, and move on. What I would really like is that people use other resources so that if you make a comment, that you then list something, you cite another source to back that up with. And please use APA format so that way we're all using the same format to be able to find the information again. And this is a chance for you to really explore and possibly interject ideas that you may not agree with, or playing devil's advocate, just so that we can keep a class discussion going and enrich everyone through that discussion. So on this slide, what you'll see I've done is basically I've listed a large selection of journals that you can access through U of A libraries. So this way you can search and find topics and play around with that. So now assignments, what I'm asking is that because I'm scaffolding the assignments, which means that your first assignment will help me develop the groups, then your second assignment will actually bleed into the third, the fourth assignment, so that they really need to be in on time, especially since we're going to be handing them off to other groups when you're done with your piece. So that way it's important that we have them all in advance so that can happen. Now there will also be elements of individual assignments as well, so that everyone in your group will get the same group grade. But then those individual assignments, you'll be graded on those as well. And that process is basically 40% of your grade. So what I'm asking for your first assignment is that you introduce yourself by posting to the class, and I want you to answer 4 questions. The first one's really easy. What's your name? Now it gets a little more, I'm trying to figure out who's in the class. So what I want to know next is, what is your area of interest in libraries? Do you want to go academic? Do you want to go public? Do you want to go special? Are you archivist? So that way we can kind of just get a gleaning of who's in the class and what are their aspirations and interest. Followed by, how are you getting experience in libraries? Are you volunteering? Do you work in a library? Give me the information of when you're doing your resume in a few years or next semester, whenever you're graduating, how are you getting real library experience that you'll be able to put down on your resume? The other thing I also want to know is what resources and what are the mediums that you're using personally to get information. So whether you're using podcast, ebooks, print, online sources, basically it's just a way to open that discussion as to what are those resources in a library that we either do or don't have. Now you'll see that for the assigned readings for this week, we have the Barbajenko article, the 20 Maxims for Collection Building. That's from Library Journal, and I've listed the link there to take you to that article. I also want you to take a look at the environmental scan from OCLC, the pattern recognition report from 2003. I've listed the link there, and there's a couple presentations that you can stream that are really good. So please take a look at those. The other thing is the OCLC Perception Survey, which I've listed the address there as well, and the Arizona State Library Collection Development Training. I've listed the overview portion as well as the issue piece, and I've listed the addresses there for both of those.